Hi everyone, tonight's tutorial is mostly about skincare. I thought I'd run through how to cleanse, exfoliate, apply a face mask and just talk about some of the basics about skincare really. A little bit about how to look after your skin at home. I know it's tricky times, we're all stuck in the house at the minute. Some of the products that I'm using tonight can be made with things out of your cupboards. I just thought skincare is a really, important topic for me. I love skincare. I love teaching facials at the college where I work at. It's my favourite unit to teach. I really love it. And I'm going to be using a few different products tonight. I'll run through them with you. It should only take probably no longer than half an hour. And it's just nice to have a little bit of a pamper night if you light yourself a candle, have a bit of music playing. So I just thought I'd run through my sort of step-by-step guide as to how to do a DIY facial at home, basically. So I've got my headband. I'm going to pop that on just to keep my hair back. I've just moved my chair and my camera a little bit because I noticed when I've got the big light on in here, it's just a little bit too bright. So yeah, I've got my headband on just to secure my hair. So you want your hair completely off your face, completely back. I did order a new headband and when it arrived, it's got ears. So I've decided, no, I'm not going to be using that one. Actually, just get rid of that. I'm not going to be using that at all. So yeah, so I've got no makeup on. My skin's quite bare at the minute. I'm trying to drink a lot more water. I think it's just different factors, different things. Skin's just feeling dry. My hands, I imagine like everybody's hands, are just so dry at the minute. So I'm applying the hand cream on every chance I get. Again, I've got my little mirror behind us, so if I keep looking, that's why. But yes, my skin, I've got no eye makeup on, I've got no eyebrows on. I'm just going in completely bare tonight. I have popped a little bit of my Burt's Bees lip tint on, just a lip balm, because when I was a lot younger, I did suffer with really chapped lips, and it's a horrible feeling like that. So it's about, I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about a 6-step little routine, I suppose. I suppose in a way it's linked quite closely to the routine that I teach at college. A lot of the products I teach with at college, we use Dermalogica for all of our facials. It's a great product. I've trained with them. Dermalogica is a company. They come into college and do a whole day with the students to do a morning of theory, then sometimes an afternoon of practical. I've also been down to their training centre in Leatherhead, which was fantastic, and I picked up a few products then, so I just keep using them, and they've lasted for ages. They've lasted forever, about 4 years, I think. It must be about 4 years since we went down there. So the first thing I'm going to do is just cleanse my skin, and my skin's completely dry, and I'm using a Dermalogica product called Pre-Cleanse. So my skin's dry, and I'm just applying it's very oily, as you can see. And with dry hands onto a dry face, I'm just going to apply my Pre-Cleanse. And it's got such a lovely smell. It's packed with essential oils. It reminds me of geraniums, flowers. It just smells lovely. So I'm just going to massage that in. And just make your movements nice and slow. You don't want to rush them. Any cleanser you've got at home, you can do this with. Absolutely any cleanser. It doesn't have to be Dermalogica. And don't forget your neck. And then what I'm going to do with this product, I'm just going to dampen my hands. And I'm just going to help emulsify the product. And emulsify just means, I always think it just means to get soapy, really. And you'll see the product going from an oil to almost a milk, like a milky, almost like a face wash. My skin is so dry at the minute, it's probably just absorbed it all. But because it smells so nice, you can't really see in this light, but it's just made the product go a milky texture, like a face wash. Pop a bit more on just to show you. There we go. Takes a couple of goes, but it does get there. And then I've already got my pads, just cotton pads, already pre-dampened. And I'm just going to smooth around. And down, and even though my skin was already quickly cleansed before this video, and just give a little. You can see what's come off. So yeah, very important to cleanse, and just pop those in your bin. So the next step that I'm going to show you is exfoliation. So the cleansing's really good, takes it gets rid of any excess dirt, excess makeup, excess oil, as you can see by the cotton pads. The next step I'm going to show you all is just how to exfoliate. Okay. So I'm actually going to be using the Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant, which is in a pot like that. It's massive. It's about, I think about that much left. You can just see the light there, the line. Haven't got a lot left now. I've used that, I think, probably since I went to Leatherhead. It's a massive pot. It's lasted so long. You can see sort of how empty it is. If I show you through there, it's almost gone. Oh, I'm going to have to order another one. Definitely. So this product here, Microfoliant, it's great. I tend to keep, I've decanted some of it into a little pot in the shower, but I keep it high up away from the water. If it gets wet, it's a powder, so it's completely in the pot, it's completely dry. As you can see, it's just powder. You have to mix it with water, and you have to mix it quite frothy. So it's almost as if, I always think of it like, I always tell the students, whisk egg whites, and you get like a lovely frothy, it's not quite falling off the brush, but I suppose in a way it is. In the shower, I just apply about half a teaspoon in the palm of my hand, lots of water, rub it into my hands, and then apply it to my face. But I thought tonight I'll just show you with a little pot and a little brush, just because it's Friday night and it's quite fancy, so why not? So I'm just going to apply that. And I'm taking it down onto my neck. When you're looking at skincare, remember your neck forms part of your face, really. Don't neglect it. So I'm not putting it close to my eyes. And I know for a fact in this little pot I've mixed a bit too much for just my face. But what I'll do later on, I'll go through and I'll apply it on my hands. And I'll do a little hand scrub with the leftover product, because my hands definitely need a good exfoliate. You're probably thinking, why does she exfoliate her hands? But they're so dry. And I've always done a little hand scrub. Little homemade oil and sugar. A little bit of olive oil or almond oil, baby oil, whatever oil you've got in the house really. Sunflower. Mix that with a little bit of caster sugar, fine sugar, you don't want granulated, a bit harsh. You can do from home. On the neck, I always go up. I would take that lower down, but I don't want to get it on my clothes at the minute, so. And then what I tend to do is just give a little massaging just with my fingertips. And because it's been mixed quite thin, it moves really easily. So just massage that in. I always tend, every stroke I do, I tend to keep going upwards. And then again, I just use my pads just to take that off. If I was in the shower, I'd just rinse it off, which is a lot easier. But when you're doing skincare for video purposes, And my pad's already pre-dampened, so it's really quick to just take off. And it's great because you can kind of, especially with the pre-cleanse that I used first is great for sort of pushing up into your hairline as well, because if you're wearing any sort of hair products, hairsprays or, you know, whatever along your hairline, the pre-cleanse just breaks that down. I'll just show you a little thing as well. I'll do that in a second. I'm just going to show you a little tip, but I will show you that, don't worry. And already that feels so much better. The thing that I love about microfoliant is that the particles are, they're rice-based, it's rice-based enzyme. I was just trying to think of the words there. I knew it was rice, but I couldn't get the rest out. It's a rice-based enzyme, so there's no sharp corners to any of the exfoliants. Exfoliators that I've used in the past, I used to use St. Ives quite a lot. And it was like a peach scrub with ground up peach kernels, basically peach stones ground up for your exfoliator. And that just, it used to feel nice for about 5 minutes afterwards, and then instantly my skin would just kind of go, and it would just feel dry and tight. And when I was sort of teenager, my skin was actually quite oily. So it's really hard finding an exfoliator for a skin that's in between an oily and a dry. And I just think Daily Microfoliant is great for both. It's great for dry skins, mature skins, young skins, older skins. It's really, really good. Great for oily, congested skins. And you just feel, you can just see, I can feel it, just feels instant. It's lovely. So, yeah, so the next little thing is just before I do my heat treatment, and I'm just going to do a little hot towel tonight. I'm just going to show you that really quick. You might want to just get a dish of boiling water, which is basically what I've got, and I've popped a little face cloth inside it. Boil the kettle up, fill your dish up with boiling water, little hot cloth. I'm going to show you how to do that. You might want to just boil a kettle up, bowl of hot water, pop a towel over your head, and you might want to just do a steam. I used to do that years ago, but I haven't really done that since because I don't really get many breakouts now, luckily. But yes, I'll show you that afterwards. So tone, I'm just going to use a little bit of the Ultra Calming Mist, and I'm just going to spritz that over my skin. And I always have a little box of tissues handy. Just chuck them on there. And then what I normally do, a little tissue like that, pop a hole in the middle, like so, just for your nose. Tip of your nose just pokes out there. And then I just roll down. And that just dries any of the toner that might have left a wet residue. So you haven't got the need of, you haven't got to rub your face with a towel. Little tissue, pop a hole in the middle, roll it down your face, another little tip for you. So the hot towel that I'm going to show you, I've had this soaking in very, very hot water, but it's not that hot. Okay. Again, so it's just a little face cloth there, and just pop it over your face. This probably looks, ridiculous on video. So for that, I apologise. And just keeping your hands parallel like that for the cheeks. And then just switch to horizontal. Just go across. There we go. And for my skin, that's all I need. I don't need any longer. Like I say, my skin's not oily. I've hardly got any open pores. If anything, it's more on the dry, normal side now. The things that I tend to look at for my skincare regime now are anti-aging, I suppose. Just preventative, just to make sure, I can keep as many little fine lines at bay as I can. And if I can have skin, like my mum, she's got amazing skin, then I'll be happy when I get to her age if I've got the same kind of skin. But that's just my little heat treatment. My skin feels lovely. It does feel now like it needs a little bit of moisture just to penetrate in. So I'm just going to apply my face mask. And tonight I've got, it's the Awesome Orange Face and Body Mask from the Pure Green Coffee Company, which is lovely. I'll just show you the pot. It comes in a massive pot. I've used this for some time now, and it's just got the most amazing smell. The orange, it just reminds me of sweets. It just smells lovely. It's really nice. And I've got another little brush. So I've got two separate brushes. I've had these for ages. I always use one for exfoliate and one for mask. If I'm just having a quick shower and I'm exfoliating, I don't bother with a brush. But face masks, I do tend to apply with the brush. And then what I'm going to do, it's quite a creamy moisturising mask, so it's not going to set on my skin. I'll still be able to talk. Hey! Those of you watching these videos probably know that I am quite a chatterbox. And I'm just going to start just on my face. I always tend to just start on my cheeks and just work up. And out. And it's a really nice company as well. The Green Coffee Company. All of the products are vegan friendly. They're cruelty free. And just apply. Trying to avoid my eye area and my eyebrows. Because you don't want to try and get a mask out of your eyebrows if you can help it. Just saves you a job, really. And if I'm going to be doing a bit of a skincare evening, or a facial night, whatever I call it, pamper night is what I tend to call it, I tend to tie it in with a night that I know I'm going to have to shampoo my hair the next day. So when my hair's kind of getting ready for shampooing, after about 2 or 3 days, that's when I'll go in and I'll do my pamper night the night before. So if any products do go in my hair, it doesn't matter. And I'm just applying that. I'm just going to take it down onto my neck, like my whole neck. And I normally take a little bit onto my décolletage. Take that down a bit. It's just nice having a pamper night. And just make sure and the reason why I go on about the neck area so much as well is that the neck is, it's kind of almost the same as your hands. Your neck and your hands will show the first signs of aging the quickest. So take care of them. Your neck and your hands. If I have any extra face cream on in the morning, it always goes onto my hands instantly. So that mask, with it being a face and body mask, you can apply it to the back. If you've got a slightly dry back, you can apply it further down onto the chest if you want to. You can apply it on the hands, so it works as a hand mask. And it's just got the most amazing smell. It's lovely. I'd normally leave a mask on for about 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes 15 if if I forget to take it off. No longer than 15 because it could start to irritate the skin. And what I was just going to show you before is what I tend to do before I'm going to do any sort of skincare is I have my big bowl of water ready, and I've lined the dish with, this is the same bowl I was using before for cleansing. I've got a separate bowl for my hot face cloth, but this is my cleansing bowl, hence the water. I just line the outside, so before I do anything with the water, I dip the cotton pads into the clean water, squeeze them out, and I just flatten them just around the rim of the bowl. And I do that all the way around because I know for a fact they'll all be used. I try not to use too many, just to save, just be economical really. But then when I feel as if my mask's done, I'm just going to take it off. And you can use sponges if you'd rather than cotton pads. I do have sponges, but I've got a feeling I've left them in my kit at work. so I didn't actually have them tonight. But yeah, just line your bowl with damp cotton pads and you've got them there. And just try and remove in an upwards position. Try and keep everything just moving upwards if you can. There we go. I'm just going to give another little spritz with my toner. And whenever I tone, I blot afterwards instantly. And just take that down onto the neck. And get rid of that. So then yeah, I can see my skin's feeling lovely. Feels really deep cleansed, it feels really nice. So then my moisturiser, again, the moisturiser that I've been using recently is just the Gorgeous Face Cream by Lush. And that's just in a little pot. It's lovely, it's really silky, really moisturising. And I just tend to take that in my hands and just pat. Because I've done quite a lot to my skin already, the last thing I want to do is start massaging it frantically, because that could generate quite a bit of redness. And my skin's quite reactive anyway. As I mentioned in the, I think it was the daytime makeup tutorial, it reacts really quick to massage. So it just basically means I go red almost instantly. Let's just pat that on. I'm avoiding the eye area because I've got a separate eye cream. And this one is the Dermalogica Stress Positive Eye Lift, which is lovely. Again, I'm running out of it, but it's a little, I don't use a lot, about that much. And all I do, I just tap that, because a lot of people say, oh, how do you apply eye creams? And all I do is just swirl that around really lightly. If you use your fourth finger, your ring finger, it's got the weakest touch, the weakest pressure. So it's great for just patting in gently. And then not forgetting the other eye, of course. And this is great if you've had a bit of a stressful day, if you just felt a bit, ugh, if your eyes feel tired, puffy, if you just generally feel worn out, it's a great eye product. It's kind of in between a cream and a gel. And on my microfoliant, I think I might have actually bought that. I think I bought that from work. And I bought it for my mum. And she was only using a tiny bit of it, so I did a bit of a swap with her. So I ended up bringing the microfoliant home. I think I bought it for her for Christmas, and the multivitamin power recovery mask as well. I bought her that. But I think she uses such a little amount. So that'll be that. And then last but not least, if you've got a face serum as well, you've got moisturisers and you've got serums. I tend to put my moisturiser on first and then a little bit of serum. Just depends on what works for you. It depends on which brands you're using as well. But serum can be a nice product to apply as well. But I find I get enough hydration with the Lush cream, which is nice. And then I've got, just to finish off, to make my lips feel ultra moisturised, because since I've done my facial, my Burt's Bees is just worn off now. I've got, and you can see I'm ready again for another new one. It's the Clarins Lip Comfort Oil. which is lovely. I'm just going to show you that one, and this lasts for such a long time. And again, because I used to have such dry lips when I was younger, I always seemed to take lip balms a little bit higher than my actual lip line. And then what I tend to do, I tend to just normally leave my skin. I don't do anything with it. I really try not to touch it. There's some nights where I'll do a really quick cleanse and I'll think, oh, I might put a little bit of fake tan on. That's always fine as well. The tan that I'm using at the minute, it's a skinny tan, and it's the coconut water instant mist, and that is fantastic. Again, like me, I've got a busy kind of lifestyle at home, busy when I'm at work, and this tan, you just spritz it on in the morning, you spritz it on, you rub it in, you buff the knees, elbows, heels, feet, hands. You leave it for 5 minutes, you pop your clothes on, and you've got your fake tan pretty much already done. And it doesn't develop there and then, it develops throughout the day. So it just depends on how you're feeling, really. If you wanted to leave your skin as it is, if you wanted to pop a bit of fake tan on, I probably wouldn't recommend doing that after you've used a heat treatment. I suppose even an exfoliator on your face more than anything. Exfoliate everywhere else, at your elbows, knees, hands, feet. But yeah, and that's basically my routine. I do drink a lot of water. I'll show you. I tend to get through. This is my number 3 of today. So I do get through 3 of these. I often take my 3rd one to bed just in case I get thirsty through the night. But yeah, I do drink a lot of water. And really my skincare, I'm quite lucky I've got an okay skin. But my mum's got lovely skin as well. So I think I tend to take after her. And I just drink loads of water. I do drink a fair bit of coffee, which isn't great for your skin, but hey ho. I do like my green tea, my white tea. White tea's lovely. If you get the chance to pick up some Clipper white tea, I find green tea a little bit potent, whereas white tea's a lot softer. So yeah, so that's just a little routine on cleansing, exfoliating, toning, how to do hot towels or steam treatment if you wanted to, how to apply mask, how to apply moisturiser, a little bit of eye cream, a little bit of lip cream, and that's just a little DIY facial at home. If you haven't got exfoliator, like I say, you can mix your own at home if you wanted to, but really the routine can be used for any products that you've got, whether you use Dermalogica or whether you use Simple. It absolutely makes no odds. But yeah, find what works for you best. I've kind of found my little routine, and that works for me. And I tend to do this whole routine about once a week if I get a chance, or once a fortnight. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Pop a comment if you want to. It's always great just popping a little, recommendation, anything you'd like to see, just let me know. Thank you all. Bye. Have a nice weekend. Bye.